What if the system that you are using to understand yourself is only showing you half the picture? If you've ever felt like human design is too rigid or Gene Keys is too abstract, you are not alone. Today, I am breaking down exactly when to use each one so you can stop overthinking and start living in alignment. Most people ask, which is better, human design or Gene Keys? But I think that's the wrong question to ask. The truth is, they're two sides of the same coin, each offering a different lens into your potential. Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nina Elise, and I'm an embodiment and growth mentor. And I help driven women reconnect with themselves, clear what's in the way, and build deeply fulfilling lives rooted in authenticity and alignment. I've been studying human design and Gene Keys for well over 6 years, and I love using them as an additional tool with science-backed methodologies that I work with. If that resonates, make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss future videos designed to help you create the freedom and clarity that you are craving. Now, let's dive in. Before we get into the technical differences, I want to share my own experience with both of these systems because I have used both deeply for my own inner transformation. So I was first introduced to human design in 2019 and became certified as a specialist. And I resonated with it because it gave me this structured mechanical blueprint for how I best operate in the world. But over time, I found myself craving something much deeper, something that was more fluid and more intuitive. And that is when I found Gene Keys. And at first, it didn't make sense to me at all. It felt super confusing, like I was reading this really abstract spiritual text. But the more that I explored it, the more that I actually realized it was exactly what I needed to soften and to trust and experience transformation on an even deeper level. Now, I use both. And today, I will help you understand which one might be the best tool for you depending on where you are in your journey. I'm going to explain the core differences between human design and Gene Keys and how I've personally experienced and worked with both of them. So first, the way that I experience human design is more yang or more masculine. There is a lot of structure, it's mechanical, it's more tactical, and it focuses on strategy and energy mechanics, telling you how you are designed to interact with the world. Gene Keys is more feminine. It's yin, it's fluid, it's introspective, and deeply contemplative. So instead of telling you how to operate, it invites you to sit with why you do the things that you do. So think of human design like this user manual for your body and energy, and Gene Keys is kind of like this poetic reflection of your soul's journey. Next, the way that these systems were channeled was very similar, but different. Human design was channeled by Ra Uru Hu in 1987, and his delivery was very direct, blunt, and mechanical. And some find it empowering, while others find it rigid or even disempowering. And if you've ever listened to audios by Ra, you will totally understand this. And I honestly don't blame the guy. Like, this was kind of forced onto him. He didn't ask for it, and he channeled this entire system, and it was not a pleasant experience for him. And so it makes sense that he's a bit cynical about having to deliver this information, and his delivery can sound very blunt and harsh, but I think that's why a lot of people appreciate it. And if you know that Ra was also a manifester, you will also understand that's also part of the reason why he delivers it the way that he does. Gene Keys was created and channeled through Richard Rudd, who was a student of human design, but he wanted a more contemplative and self-reflective approach. So his tone is much more softer, poetic, and open-ended. Both systems help you grow, but in different ways. Human design gives you a system for making decisions, aligning with your energy, and understanding your mechanics. And Gene Keys gives you this space for really deep self-inquiry. It focuses on contemplation, helping you unlock your highest potential by sitting with the actual meaning of your experiences or exploring with different potential meanings of your experiences. So I use human design for practical guidance. So understanding my energy, making decisions, and moving in alignment. Basically brought me back to my inner GPS. And I use Gene Keys for deep reflection and expanding my awareness and transforming old patterns. And if you've ever looked at your human design chart, you've probably seen the 64 gates. These gates correspond with the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching, and Gene Keys takes those exact same gates and goes deeper. So unpacking them in a way that's very poetic and spiritual and deeply personal. It really is like this beautiful, like poetic journey that you go on when you dive into Gene Key. And each Gene Key has a shadow, which is the unconscious patterns of what you actually need to work through. And there's a gift, which is your innate potential when you step out of fear and conditioning. And then there's the city, which is the highest expression of this energy. And you can oscillate through each of these different levels at any time throughout your entire life. So Gene Keys helps you see your conditioning through a new lens. Instead of just knowing your gifts, it helps you deeply embody them through contemplation and reflection. So if you've ever felt like you wanted more than what human design provided to explain the gates in your chart, Gene Keys is an incredible place to explore next, as it expands on each gate more that really feels tangible and really easy to apply. And also in a way that feels like a really soft place to land. Because if you have truly studied your Gene Keys, you will know that eventually you'll realize some not so fun things about yourself in times of deep reflection and contemplation. And I know that personally. And it requires a lot of courage to face those things and a lot of grace and forgiveness and being kind to yourself in the process. And what I love about Gene Keys is that Richard Rudd has really created a beautiful space in his work and community to be supported as you move through it all. Another thing that I really love about Gene Keys is that it offers guided paths to explore, whether it's the activation sequence, which goes deeper into the gates of your human design incarnation cross and your life purpose, or the Venus sequence, which takes you through your relationship wounds, your childhood conditioning, and unconscious patterns in love and connection. And for me, the Venus sequence completely cracked my heart open in ways that no other system has. It showed me my unconscious relationship patterns, my deepest fears, and where I was blocking myself from experiencing deeper love and intimacy. So at the end of the day, it really depends on what you are looking for when exploring these systems. And if you've ever felt like you keep repeating relationship patterns and you just don't know why, the Venus sequence will definitely change your life in the most incredible way possible. And I'm a huge advocate for it. I went through the sequence during a time period of my life where everything was falling apart, and it just cracked my heart wide open. And ultimately, it really helped me to take full responsibility for the parts that I played in all of my relationships. And this is something that you can go through multiple times for the rest of your life. You'll just keep uncovering deeper and deeper layers. So I'll share a link to a few videos where I've gone more in depth in my experience with the Venus sequence in the description, and then also right here on the screen. At the end of the day, it's not about choosing between human design or Gene Keys. It's about knowing when to use each one. So start with human design if you want practical, tangible guidance on how to make decisions, manage your energy, and move through life more efficiently. You can move into Gene Keys when you are ready for a deeper self-inquiry, shadow work, and long-term transformation through contemplation. I personally recommend starting with human design because it gives you a pretty solid foundation of the mechanics and the gates. At the end of the day, these are just tools. The real power is how you use them to come back home to yourself and the intention behind using them. And as with anything, take what resonates, stay open to what doesn't, and leave the rest. It is your world, and you get to decide what you listen to and what you move through. And you can explore human design and Gene Keys on your own, but if you want deeper guidance, I offer one-on-one coaching where we integrate human design, Gene Keys, and somatic work to help you step into your most aligned self. You can explore ways to work together at the link in the description and right here. So my question for you is this: which system resonates more with you, human design or Gene Keys? And how have they impacted your life? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. It means the absolute world to me and helps out other fellow freedom seekers. You can also check out my other videos on human design and Gene Keys, linked right here on the screen. And I will see you all in the next video.